Hey everyone, it's Calvin, also known as Romer, and this is Phoenix Wright, Ace Attorney Justice for All. And it's hard to believe it's been a week already since we played this game. We are in the middle of cross-examining Mo, trying to get the truth out of this guy. Multiple times in this case we've had liars, and here's the thing, it's kind of excusable when they're a bunch of circus freaks, and I mean that as a compliment. I know freak is become a compliment in the circus circles. But it's really freaking crazy that, none of these people are getting thrown out. Especially him and, of course, Trilo as well. Pretty much. When I looked out my window that night, the ringmaster was already face down in the snow. So yeah, you did lie. You lied again. The prosecution helped me fill in the gaps of my statement. Von Karma has lied. Von Karma? Tampering with witnesses again. So now you are saying that you did not see the defendant clonk the ringmaster. So now, at this point, you would have to take their, especially if they're the ones, I don't know, you'd have to take this under consideration that Von Karma is completely lying at this point as well. Yes. When I looked out my window, the ringmaster had already checked out. Checked out? Yep. He was on permanent vacation, as they say. Okay, good man. Mr. Curls, Your Honor, you did not witness the actual crime. However, you still say you saw the criminal, correct? Yes, exactly. The ringmaster was slumped over and I saw someone's silhouette next to him. Very well then, please testify to the silhouette you saw. I feel like is this going to go around in circles to the point that Mo is going to give us nothing. I need if I catch a hint of a joke from you. I will put you in a holding cell until you learn court etiquette. Got it? Finally! Finally! Got it. Let's do this. The silhouette. Okay. It was a bit far away, but the shadow could only have belonged to Max. There's no doubting it, especially since I saw the uppity symbols. The silk hat, that black cloak, they were all there. But I think we were going to establish that Max didn't have those at the time. His face was silhouetted, but there was no doubt that it was him. His cloak was fluttering in the wind, so I couldn't really see what he was carrying. It does seem as if the defendant was at the scene of the crime. There's something here. There's something here. It took the clown long enough to get his facts straight. But whatever. This should finally be good enough, yes? It's not. It's not. A silhouette is not enough to convict anyone. Was Max really at the crime scene that night? He said he wasn't there. We have to believe in that. Alright, Mr. Wright. Commence your cross-examination. I have a cup of tea beside me as well. If you hear me sipping, I apologize. It's just to keep my throat in order as I'm playing this game. It was a bit far away, but that shadow could only have belonged to Max. There was no doubting it, especially since I saw the uppity symbols. His silk hat, that black cloak, they were all there. Here's the thing, though. 1 second. We have a picture of his outfit here, right? But I was thinking we could maybe present the profile, but I don't think it has So I did a picture of the profile. I have an idea. Now, this is probably very wrong. But we were told for a while, and this is what was going through my head there, Trilo was talking non-stop about the white roses. He said it over and over again. And I was wondering why the game was kind of like Trilo as well, kind of beating that into our heads to the point that it was constant. So I'm thinking that if we look at this here, see? You see the white roses are there. So my thing is, I think that the reason they bet that into our heads so much was because Mo left it out. But do we press it on the first or second? We'll press it here. We'll press it here. I'm sorry for talking so much, but I just want to talk out what I'm thinking. Although it would have been very dark as well, so maybe this is a bad idea. You say you saw all of Max's uppities. Yeah, he did say all. He did say all, yes. I suppose the silk hat and the cloak, right? Mo. Everyone knows the Maximilian Galactica has 3 uppity symbols. 3 symbols? Yay, everyone get ready, all together now. Silk hat, cloak, white roses. Exactly, yeah, they were beating that into our head for a while. Who cares if he knew that? If there were 3 or not. He saw what he saw, and he saw the symbols. He just forgot to mention one. Isn't that right, Mo? Do you like pie? What the fuck was that? Silence, fool, you were to respond with the whole truth, no fractions. Order, order! Mo, you didn't see the roses, did you? I love this music. To be honest, there weren't any roses on the person I saw. Oh, really? The crime scene was dark. It's obvious it was too dark to see that kind of detail. But the witness said he was able to see the silhouette of the criminal's face. Not to mention that the roses are white. There's no way you could have missed them. Then the roses must have fallen off when the defendant assaulted the victim. If that was the case, then the police would have found them near the crime scene. Yes! Mr. Wright, are these white roses truly material to the facts of this case? I don't know if they're so material. Clearly not. He's just toying with this court. I got her on the ropes now. These seemingly insignificant facts have never failed to lead me to the truth yet. Okay, that's 100% true. Yeah. Your Honor, do you recall Trilo's statement? Yes, we do. This is what I was talking about. There's no way I could mistake someone wearing those 3 ridiculous symbols. He saw it, and he's a dummy. How can you mistake someone with that crazy getup and his nose stuck up so high? How could you mistake someone wearing such a snobby 3-piece getup? Trilo saw them all. Trilo saw all 3 of Max's symbols. Well, Mo was a bit further away, but I agree. However, this witness claims there was no white roses on the person he saw. There is absolutely no doubt that this is a contradiction. Look at Mo from behind. What? I didn't realize he was wearing the full getup. Now, what am I supposed to think? One is supposed to disregard the pointless, but this... Judge, forget the roses. Think about his other testimony. The witness has stated without a doubt that he saw Maximilian Galactica. Nothing else matters. Let's wrap this case up now. Your Honor, it may be trivial, but it does cast doubt on the prosecution's case. Frankly, I have my doubts about this witness. It seems that unlike wine, the witness has not grown more mature with age. I agree, we agree on something. I'm not mature. I've come to a conclusion. I'm 99% certain that this witness saw the defendant. However, my remaining 1% of doubt is quite reasonable. Yeah, I believe this is actually a real thing in the court. I went to see the movie of 12 Angry Men when it was being reshown. I saw the play of it. It's one of my favorite plays, and I read the play. And one of the things that always stood out to me as a younger teenager was the fact that you have to have in a court case to really, without a shadow of doubt, cast judgment on anyone or cast your own opinion on anything, especially if you're in the jury or a judge. If you have even a shred of doubt that seems reasonable, in all good consciousness, you cannot convict this person. So I think this is 100% a real thing. Which means that for my peace of mind, I'm going to request a bit more testimony. What? If there are no contradictions in his next statement, I'm prepared to issue a ruling. A ruling? Nick, this is your last chance. Oh shit. There's no doubt in my mind there was no white roses that night, okay? However, all the other symbols were there. I'm equally sure of that. Especially the silk hat. There is no way I could forget seeing the decorations on it. He was wearing it the entire time that he was on the scene. Hold on. Wait, but Mr. Wright, you've got one last chance at this. Wait 1 second, just one chance. I will not allow even the slightest hint of badgering against the witness. If you are going to prove there is a contradiction with Mr. Kroll's statement, you better have at least a shred of evidence to back up your accusations. I've only got a single shot at this. I've got to be careful. I understand, Your Honor. One chance is all I need. 1 second, guys. Look at this. I have an idea. I think I know what I'm talking about here. I think I actually know what I have to do here. It was this right here, right? Made-to-order hat that is a symbol of Max's fabulousness found at the crime scene. He said he had the hat on him all the time. He was wearing it the entire time he was on the scene. But if he saw Max at the scene and they found the hat at the scene of the crime, wouldn't that mean that he is lying? It's another contradiction, first of all. And Max should have dropped his hat. I'm gonna do it. It's probably gonna fuck up this whole case, but let's do it. This wouldn't happen to be the silk hat that you saw that night, would it? Yep, that's it. That's the hat he was wearing that night. No question in your mind? Exactly how would one mistake a thing like that? I see. Is there some sort of problem, Mr. Wright? Miss Von Karma. Where exactly was the silk hat found? Must you always ask these questions? It was found at the crime scene. Exactly, Von Karma. You have lovely hair, by the way. And your earrings are cool, too. The crime scene. Oh, she realizes it. Oh, she's actually a good fucking, like, lawyer. The silk hat fell off at the crime scene. However, the witness clearly testified to the contrary. The witness stated that he was wearing it the entire time that he was on the scene. No, that's not true. You did? Well, you said it. You said it. Order, order, Mr. Curls. Yes, Your Honor. What is the meaning of all this? You are old enough to know better than to behave like this in court. I don't think he does. That's just not right. That's so harsh. What's not right here is your eyesight and your memory, amongst other things. Why are you being so mean to me? What did I do? Let me guess, you just didn't like my jokes or something, right? You didn't have to go and insult my eyesight or my memory. They're both great. Seriously, why? Just because you're sitting above me doesn't mean you belong there. And no matter how old I get, I'll always be younger than you. So I feel like, first of all, this is really cool because I feel like he's shouting at Max right here. Talking about someone just because he's higher up than him, he feels like he's better. Max flying through the air. I feel like this guy is a and we know he's a massive grudge against Max. Enough of these childish outbursts, Mr. Curl. Who do you think you are? I saw him. I swear I saw him. It was Max. Even if he didn't have his roses, he was still wearing his dumb silk hat. I'm telling the truth. He's turned into a bratty little kid. It's pitiful, isn't it? He left the scene wearing that dumb silk hat. He was there. He left the scene? What's the matter, Nick? There's something I've been mulling over for a while now. Mo? What do you want? You just said that he left the scene. Exactly how did the murderer leave the scene of the crime? He went. What do you mean, how did he leave the scene? You can't ask me that. Objection! He can. Mr. Phoenix Wright is badgering the witness, Your Honor. Objection! The witness testimony is so full of holes, Miss Von Karma's protest is useless. Yes, Phoenix! You've got a point. Let's hear what the witness has to say on this matter. Is that alright with you, little guy? Don't talk to me like I'm a little baby. Besides, what kind of stupid question is how did he leave the crime scene? I love the judge has his personality here. He's getting back at Mo. The answer's obvious. He just turned around and walked away. That's what I expected you say. You're just sure that's how it happened? Say what? Huh? I'm not sure I know exactly where you're going with this. Lawyers nowadays sure do love to harp on the smallest things. Do you have any proof that to counter his story as to how the criminal left the scene? Do I have any proof? Do I have any proof of this? I don't... Wait. We talked about this before. The picture... I think we talked about this earlier. There's no footprints. There's no footprints. See, if he walked away... Take that! Why is there no footprints? The problem is the footprints in the snow. Footprints? In this photo, we can clearly see the footprints of the victim. However, where are the criminal's footprints? They aren't there. I love it. I fucking love it. So Mo, exactly what did the criminal do to escape the scene? Oh shit, I pressed profiles again by accident. Your Honor, the witness has already proven that his testimony is completely unreliable. I move to strike all the witness testimony for the court record. That would be, I think that would be for the best. I honestly think that would be for the best. I agree. This clown's testimony is as rickety as the clown Carrie came into court in. You guys just can't ignore everything I've said. Fine, I'll tell you the truth this time. You wait a second. I think you've said more than enough for today. That didn't hurt, and I'm sick and tired of listening to you anyways. I'll give you the real deal this time, I swear. I don't know why, but I get the feeling things are going to get worse before they get better. Mr. Lawrence Curls. Yes? The testimony you provided up until now has been false? It has been false. I haven't lied. It hasn't been false. I haven't lied. It's just what? It's just I was a bit confused on the bit about the criminal leaving the scene. Especially since Von Karma and her whip told me not to talk about what I really saw. Oh. Order, I will have order. Francesca Von Karma, how could you? No, you'd be thrown out of court right now, Von Karma. You're not great anymore. I used to love you. If you had heard the truth from this witness, you would have had exactly the same opinion I had. What? What opinion is that? It's not funny. That's enough out of you. I'm going to listen to what he has to say. Now then, let's hear the truth about what you say you saw, Mr. Curls. You're not going to believe this, but it's all true, I tell you. Try not to waste your time with your idiotic drivel. The truth, okay? Now it's time for our next segment, Mo Knows. Everything that I've said up until now has been the truth. When I looked out the window, the ringmaster was down and Max was standing above him, so you lied about the other thing. Stop bullshitting. He wasn't wearing his white roses, but he was wearing the silk hat. That's when I saw. He what? This is the truth, now get ready for it. He jumped and flew through the air. He flew right off and disappeared into the darkness. Okay, so I can kind of understand why Von Karma wouldn't want a witness to bring that to the court. Because that is preposterous. Well, it's not, I know they could use some tricks to do it, but like, where? That's why there were no footprints. Flying people don't leave footprints. I told you it wasn't funny. Do you believe me now? Well, that was, how do you put this into words? Maximilian Galactica is a world-class magician, but to leave the scene of a crime by flying, there's no way that actually happened. You're right. Why is she right? You believe the other witness. Why wouldn't you believe me? Especially since it's the best part of the story. To be honest, this is the first time I've heard of a flying criminal. What do you think about this witness testimony, Mr. Wright? His eyes were playing trick, he's telling the truth. Okay, so there's no markup in the corner, so this isn't like a question of like, I think we can just probably answer whatever we want here. This is all a dream, right? Right now, I can't believe any of this. I'm not even sure if this day has been some kind of... Now, do you think it's still a dream? Huh, Mr. Phoenix Wright? I suppose I will let you all in on my thinking regarding this matter. The criminal disappeared into the sky. I'd love to believe that, but I just can't wrap my head around how that could actually happen. You imbecile. If you disregard a need for proof, Ms. Karma's case is sound. However, I've got the feeling that this case is in dire need of more investigation. Thus, I will conclude today's proceedings at this point. It's an undisputed fact that the criminal left no footprints at the scene. Tomorrow I want us to find out the reason behind this mystery of mysteries. I believe that's enough for today. Court is adjourned. I don't think there's enough evidence to actually like convict Max right now. I actually think that like it's more than a flimsy case. Like at this point to me, like I would like throw it out if I was a judge. December 29th, 2:33 p.m. District Court, Defendant Lobby number 5. Hey sweeties, what in the world is going on? That's what I want to know. They say the criminal flew off in the air and disappeared. Max, I can't believe I'm asking you this, but you didn't fly that night, did you? I know you didn't mean to ask me such a fabulously stupid question. I can fly wherever I please, it's not that easy. Can't. But it looks so effortless for you on the stage. It's not that simple, I'm not actually flying on stage. I use invisible wires and have them, yeah, that's what I was thinking too. Wow, you just told me the secret to your magic. No, I broke the first rule, the cardinal rule, the only rule. I'm sorry, Max. We made you break the magician's creed to never reveal the secret to their tricks. Nick, what do we do now? All we can do is hope we find the flying criminal in court tomorrow. Great idea. Let's do our best and catch this sucker. So I'm wondering who could this be? Like, my guess is, and I was talking about this with someone in the comment section, I think that it could be Regina. Regina seems like the most likely. I think we need to get her in court as well. Like, it's... Save that data, save that data. Let's go for it. Let's go for more. Let's go for a bit more. December 29th, 3:03 p.m. Wright & Co. Law Offices. Nick? What is it? I've got a confession to make. I'm terrible at figuring out magic tricks. Magic tricks? Yep. Magic tricks are by their very definition tricks, right? But I can never figure out the tricks when I see them. That's because the tricks are performed by pros. They do it so you can guess the trick. Can't guess the trick. But the trick Pearlie showed me was incredible. Pearls did a magic trick? What kind of trick was it? Let's see. It looked like she pulled the end of her own thumb off. First she put her right thumb next to her left hand and then it just separated. She could move it up. I know this trick. Poor Maya. Really? Was it kind of like this? What? How'd you do that, Nick? You're like a real magician. See, this is why I just can't figure out magic. I'm no good at it. Especially hard tricks like flying away from the scene of the murder. You'll take all the fun out of magic if you keep trying to figure it out. I agree. So I guess we can talk to you for a bit what to do. I don't see any way out of this. We're stuck between a rock and a hard place. There's no way we can solve the mystery of a criminal flying by tomorrow. I was thinking, do you really think a criminal flew through the air? The only one who thinks that is Mo, right? He says that he saw it. That's true. Mo looked awfully serious when he said that. Do you think he might be trying to frame Max? I don't know if Mo, after that testimony, I don't know if Mo, to me, I don't think Mo is the criminal, but I think he definitely is happy about Max being put away. And he's trying to sabotage him. If that was it, he would have simply said, I saw Max. That would have been enough. There's no reason why anyone would believe he flew. But what if the criminal really did fly? There's only one person who could do that, Max. You're really not helping my confidence here, Maya. Any ideas? Everyone seems to hate Max. Ben, Trilo, Mo, they all have nothing nice to say. People hate successful people. It's true. That magician does seem rather full of himself, doesn't he? Especially when he says things like, customers only go to the... And I just want to talk about Max for a second, because I feel like sometimes it can feel like maybe I'm trying to, like, disregard his arrogance or his cockiness. I was always very drawn to people when I was younger who did have, like, a mass amount of confidence. Especially when I was a teenager. It was like, you know... I could realize that these people were being very arrogant and people called them arrogant. But for some reason that was always a big thing for me where I was like, this person's cool, this person's sure of themselves. I would rather someone be overconfident and kind of like overconfident in their abilities than to be so down on themselves that they feel bad, because that's one of the worst feelings to have. And also at the same time, I find some of the most overconfident people are really just hiding a lot of self-doubt, and I think we're seeing that in Max as well, and I'd love to like see more about his own personal story. He even hit Ben over the head with a bottle, but what? But that doesn't seem enough to frame another person for murder. And it was proven that neither Ben or Mo lied on the stand. Maybe Ben saw the ringmaster wearing Max's costume, but Mo clearly said that he saw Max himself. I suppose we could move to the detention center. First of all, we have to talk to Max. December 29th, detention center visitor's room. Oh, my sweeties. You mind hurrying up and getting me out of this place? We're doing our best, Max. Just hang in there. Did this music play the first time? It's really good. A little while ago, some of the people from my local TV station came by. And since I'm a famed magician, they say, let's make you your very own TV special. Really? What kind of TV special? Maximilian Galactica, the Great Prison Escape. It would be aired live. Hey, that sounds like it would be an awesome special. But if I do the special before I'm acquitted, they'll never let me out of here for real. Well, it would surely be an unnecessary addition to your troubles with the law. That's what I was thinking. But the production staff is already working on the show. If you don't get me out quick, I'll have no choice but to stage a real prison break. I think you could do it, Max. You seem awfully calm about that possibility. I'd have no choice. It will be a contractual obligation that show business. So I guess we're going to talk to him. I love this song as well. The Night of the Murder. On the night of the crime, you didn't happen to fly off into the sky, did you? Here is how everything went down, sweetie. At the time of the murder, I was sitting in the ringmaster's room. Not to mention, flying off into the sky is just not something I can do at will. I don't care what the stoogey clown says, it wasn't me. Max, do you mind teaching me that trick behind flying? You'll have to forgive me, sweetie. The difference between me and the cheap imitation magicians is that I keep my mouth shut. I don't teach people tricks, but I will say this much. It's much harder than you think. I love the relationship between Max and Maya. Max is desperately trying to keep this, like, image of, like, what a magician is in Maya's head alive. Because at this moment in time, literally the only fan that he has, that he loves showing off in front of his fans, literally the only fan he has right now is Maya. So he's, like, desperately trying to, like, keep her, like, almost like in a childlike state, if you know what I mean. I was thinking about this in court today. I've got a favor to ask you. Anything for you, sweetie. Be friends with the other performers in the circus. Fabulous, a great joke. Why would I be friends with a bunch of hacks like them? See, this is another thing that I have to acknowledge as well, is that he's probably not great to the other people as well. You know? And at that point, you do have to call out, like, I feel like you do have to call out someone's arrogance in that sense, if they're not being nice to other people. If arrogance is self-contained to the point of, like, you know, or overconfidence is self-contained, that's always okay. But, you know, you don't want them calling out other people like that. But I've won on the world stage. I've won the International Grand Prix. International Grand Prix? Performers should always look to perform on the world stage. But the performers at this circus are completely and utterly devoid of ambition. That is something that I cannot simply tolerate. Ambition, huh? Something about what Max just said rings true to my ears. The Grand Prix. Let's do it. Oh my sweeties want to hear all about the Grand Prix, don't they? To be honest though, I've told the story like 100 times already, so it's a bit boring. We're sorry to make you tell it again. You must not have heard me, I'm really sick of telling the story. But what can you do? I'm Maximilian Galactica. I suppose I can tell it again. Voila, here, take a look at this, I love it. It just happened to have a picture from the Grand Prix with me. Just look at the fabulous stage. That is the first stage that I ever flew on. I flew right over the audience. The crowd erupted into applause. At that time, I thought to myself that I could die right then and die a happy man. He's much younger there as well, without any, like, of the facial stuff. I'll never forget how I felt that night. The emotions, the acclaim. Wow. By the way, I think everyone who is a performer should get to experience that feeling. I just wish I could explain that to the other people in the circus. That's incredible, Max. I want a trophy too. Hey, Nick, how about you buy me a trophy? That's not how you earn a trophy, Maya. Oh, well, she deserves a trophy. My sweeties, you can have this picture of my triumph. Just to make sure you show it off to all the other members of the circus. Look and learn. That's what you should tell them. Learn how to get thrown in jail? Grand Prix photo. I love that, like, afterwards he's still kind of, like, so sure of himself and so sure that he's gonna, like, get out of here. That's really funny. I don't know, that's really funny to me. Oh shit, no. Oh shit, no. No, okay, we're gonna end the episode here anyway, guys. Thank you very much for watching, and I will see you guys very soon. I didn't mean to click on that again, but I will see you guys very soon. Bye-bye.